Okay, so thank you ever so much, everybody, for coming along to this second webinar for the British Council and the Qatar Foundation International. I'm very grateful to both organisations for making this possible. And this session is very different from the previous session. We're going to be looking at creative language learning ideas using Bitmojis in particular, which seem to be very, very popular at the moment, possibly because the students want to sort of, if they can't see their actual teacher, they want to see a cartoon representation of their teacher, perhaps. And I'm going to be showing you lots of different ideas on how you can use Bitmojis to enhance language learning out of the classroom, but in a remote teaching context. So my contact details are on the page there. So I'm at Joe Dale on Twitter, and my email address is joedale@talk21.com. So if there's anything you want to ask me about the session, I would encourage you to make notes, even though I'm going to be I am recording right now. But if there's anything that you want to clarify with me, if you can't read my notes or what have you, then feel free to contact me after today. That's absolutely fine. And thank you as well for Tony for making this possible. And it's really lovely to be here. And let's have a good time. Let's get all creative with language learning. So this is what we're going to try and achieve in the next hour. So you can see we're going to be having a look at ways of, for example, practicing speaking using talking avatars. We're going to have a go at some narrated dialogues and being creative with writing with Bitmojis. And we're also going to have a look at how different language teachers have made their own virtual classrooms and taken their students on virtual language adventures as well, which sounds very exciting. So let's make a start on the first idea. So the first idea is, as I said, looking at different avatars and how you can make them. Now, these two apps which I am showing you are both iOS apps. I can also show you live in a moment how to use an Android. It's going to be on my iPad, but it's an Android app as well called iFunFace. But first of all, I'm just going to play you the two videos, and then I'm going to show you live how to create them. And then I'm going to show you how to make the one with iFunFace. So the idea behind this is, instead of having your face as the teacher or having the students' faces, they could use an avatar. Now, it so happens that we're using Bitmojis here, but you could actually use any picture. You could use any picture of a student's face, or it could be a cartoon. There's various ways of making avatars, but Bitmojis seem to be particularly popular at the moment, and that's why I'm focusing on that. So if I click on the play button, they're both about a minute long, and they basically describe how to make the different videos. But I'm going to show you live how to do it. Here we go. To make this talking avatar using Chatterpix and Bitmoji, I launched the Bitmoji Chrome extension on my PC. I found an image that I liked. I dragged and dropped the image into Google Slides. I then opened up Google Slides on my iPad, went into split view with my Photos app on the right and my slides on the left. I dragged and dropped the image into the camera roll and inserted it into Chatterpix Kid, so I didn't have to add a white background as I did when I did this with PhotoSpeak. And these are the results. Thanks. Okay, so hopefully you can hear that okay. Here's PhotoSpeak. Okay, so to make this talking avatar using PhotoSpeak and Bitmoji, I launched the Chrome extension on my PC, found an image that I liked, dragged and dropped it into Google Slides, opened up Google Slides on my iPad and put my camera roll on the right hand side and Google Slides on the left hand side using split view, and then I dragged and dropped the image into the camera roll. I then inserted it into Keynote to put a white background. I then saved that as an image and put that into PhotoSpeak to then add the mouth and the eyes automatically and create this talking avatar. Okay, so there we are. So those are the two outcomes, and I'm now going to show you how to make one live. You can see that on the screen, the bottom left, I've got two links. If you click on those, they'll take you to the tweet when I tweeted the example I've just shown you. But essentially, to add the videos into my Google Slides presentation, I made the videos, which I'm going to show you how to do that in a moment. I then uploaded them onto Google Drive, and then within Google Slides, you then go to the Insert Video option. Google Drive is one of the options. You click on Google Drive, you select your video, and that's how you insert a video into Google Slides. So to show you how to do this on my iPad, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on New Share, and I'm going to select iPhone iPad as the inbuilt plugin. I'm now going to click Share. Right, having done that on my screen, on my iPad screen, I then pull down to bring up what's called the control center, and I tap on the screen mirroring option, and I tap the zoom option, and now you should be able to see my iPad. Oh, you should be able to see my iPad screen. Let's go back a second. So if I, hang on, let me just click exit. Yeah, there we are. Right, so you should be able to see my iPad screen. Can you just tell me in the chat that you can see my iPad screen?
Yes.
Please. You can. Great. Excellent. Okay. So with that in mind, in my camera roll, I've already got a picture which is here, which is the static 2D picture which I've created using the Bitmoji Chrome extension, which I'm going to show you more detail in a moment. But that's my picture. And now to animate that, I'm going to show you 3 different ways of doing that. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to launch the app called Chatterpix Kid, which looks like this, Chatterpix Kid or Chatter Kid. Okay. So that's very easy to decide. There we are.
Moose.
Welcome to Chatterpix.
Okay. So what I've done is I've actually turned my iPad so it is portrait, and therefore it's not stretched at all the image, and you can see it absolutely fine. So now what I do is I tap on the take photo option, which is here. And I could either take a photo there and then, like this, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to tap on the camera roll option, bottom left of the screen, like this. And that will give me access to my photos. I then tap on all photos and I tap on the picture that I want to add. There we are. So there's my avatar, my Bitmoji avatar, which is now here. Then from there, I can then tap on the next button, top right. Okay. And you can see now there's a microphone in the bottom middle there, which has got a red line through it. So what I have to do is I have to put my finger on the screen and I have to draw across the mouth in order to make the animated mouth I want to, oh, let me do that again. The animated mouth I want it to be. Now it's not going to be perfect, but that's going to be pretty okay like that, I think. And I can now press the microphone. In fact, let me just go a little bit lower. It's best actually if you have a straight mouth right across. Obviously this one's slightly curved, but it will work okay. Right, you can now see that that line has disappeared from the microphone, and as a result of that, I can now record my voice, which is what I'm going to do right now. Here we go. So I tap on the microphone, and I can then talk to, for up to 30 seconds. Here we go.
Record in 3, 2, 1, go!
Okay, so this is an example of making a talking avatar using Bitmoji. So what I did was I used the Bitmoji Chrome extension, or I could use the Bitmoji app, and I pasted the picture into Google Slides. I then saved it to my camera roll, or you could take a screenshot of it in Google Slides. So it's in your camera roll. I then put it into Chatterpix Kid, added the mouth, and I'm able to talk for up to 30 seconds to make a talking avatar for promoting speaking skills in the languages classroom. Right, then tap the stop button. I can then listen back to it. If I press play, we can see what it looks like. Okay, so this is an example of making a talking avatar using Bitmoji. So what I did was I used the Bitmoji Chrome extension, or I could use the Bitmoji app, and I pasted. So you get the idea. Okay, if I wanted to re-record, I just tap on the microphone again, but I'm happy with that. So I tap the next button, top right. Okay, now this is when you can do things like add stickers or add filters. If I tap on the sticker option, I could, for example, put a pirate's hat on my head like that. Or if I decide I don't want to do that, I can just get rid of it like that. I could add on some sunglasses, but I'm not going to do that either. And so on and so forth. You can then tap on the filter option. You can have different filters like this. Okay, but again, I'm just going to stick with the standard one. You can also add some text. You can tap on here and add one of the options here. So you could, for example, write, oh, Chatterpix Kid, like that, and tap the tick, and that will then appear here and what have you. Again, I'm going to get rid of that as well because I just want to have the face, but you get the idea how that would then work. You then tap the next button, and this is where you save your video to the camera roll on your device. So here you tap on the icon bottom right of the screen to the right of the play button, and that will now save the video to your camera roll. So as a result of that, you then got it in your camera roll. You can then upload it into Google Drive. You can then insert it into a Google Slides presentation. You can put it onto YouTube, make it unlisted, whatever you want to do, essentially. As I've mentioned already, this app doesn't work on Android. The next app I'm going to show you doesn't work on Android either, but I'm also going to show you an app called iFunFace, which does work on Android. Now, I've spent many years looking for a good app which works on Android, which is as good as the ones on iOS. And the best one I found is iFunFace, but there simply are not the same number of apps which work on Android compared to iOS. But iFunFace is one that does work, which is why I'm showing you this. So it's not specific to a particular platform. Okay, so that's how that works. If I then come out of here and I go to my camera roll, and my video should be there, which it's not yet. Why is that not there? Let me go back a sec. Should have saved. Let me just try that. Oh, there we are. It has come back. It has appeared. There we are. Can you see? So if I tap here, there's my, let's do that again. There's my video. And then I use the Bitmoji Chrome extension, or I could use the Bitmoji app, and I pasted the picture into Google Slides. I then saved it. Okay, so that's how that works. So that's how to use Chatterpix Kid. If I wanted to now use an app such as PhotoSpeak, then that also is iOS only. I haven't found an equivalent one. PhotoSpeak, PhotoSpeak. You can see it looks like this. So let me launch this now. Right, so this is the example I had from before. So it remembers the previous picture. Right, so this is the example. And it's literally repeating what I'm saying now into the microphone. It's repeating on the screen. And it's literally repeating what I'm saying now into the microphone. It's repeating on, which is a bit weird, but anyway. So what you do then is you tap on the icon. Can you see you've got the record button to the left of that? So what you do then is you tap on the icon, which has like a head and shoulders image in the middle there on the left. You then tap on the camera roll icon, which is the middle icon, which looks like two documents, one over the other, the middle one there. This then comes up and you then choose your picture again, like that. So I've done that. I've chosen my picture. And then what it does is it automatically realizes that it's a face we're looking at. It then puts the two eyes over the eyes and it puts the mouth where it is. All you have to do then is you just tap on the eye and you just make sure it's properly centered. And then you then tap on the second eye and you do the same thing here, making sure that it's centered. And then for the mouth, you just make sure that the three dots are, again, correctly positioned so that, can you see? So that it fits nicely over the mouth. I think that's okay like that. Right, so now having done that, you tap on the tick top left. Okay, and now you can see that it will start to talk as soon as I... And now you can see that... Okay. And it even gives you teeth as well, which is a little bit weird. So then if you tap on the record button, and it even gives you teeth as well, which is a little, and then you tap the red record button and then you can record your voice as well. So here we go. Okay, so this is PhotoSpeak, and I've used the Bitmoji image that I had before, and I explained how to save that to the camera roll and then insert it into PhotoSpeak, and it's allowing me now to record my voice and turn it into a talking avatar as a way of promoting speaking skills. Particularly good for the shyer students who maybe don't want to appear with their actual face. They use an avatar instead. Okay, you just tap the same button again to stop recording. You then put in a title. I don't think it's actually, it doesn't really matter about what title you put in. I just write test normally and then tap OK. And as a result of this is PhotoSpeak. And I've used the Bitmoji image that I had before, right, and I explained how to save that to the camera roll and then insert it into PhotoSpeak, and it's allowing me now to record my voice and turn it into a talking avatar as a way of promoting speaking skills. Particularly good for the shyer students who maybe don't want to appear with their actual face. They use an avatar instead. It will give me the option to save my video, so I've just done that. I tap share. Okay, and then you can see it says save video. So I tap save video. And we've done it. So now when I come out of the app, I go to my photos on my device. I can then, once it comes up, there we are. I tap there, there's my two videos. and I tap on that one and I press play. Is PhotoSpeak, and I've used the Bitmoji image that I had before, and I explained how to say that. Okay, so those are the two ones that I showed you on that Google Slides presentation. Now I'm going to show you one called iFunFace. So that's iFunFace. So this one works on Android and iOS. So it's called iFunFace. It looks like this. There's more adverts in the Android version, but as I said, this is the best one that I found so far. Also on the Android version, sometimes you can't see the start button, and that's because you have to enable full screen on your device. I found that in a few training sessions that I've done, that the start button doesn't appear unless you enable full screen. So there we are. The thing about Android is all the screen sizes are all different, so that makes it a bit more challenging. But anyway, if I now tap Start, and I tap albums like this, and I tap all photos or recent. So I select my picture like that. You get a few adverts, as I've said. If you just tap the little X on the left-hand side, and there we are. So that's now the picture. So you tap OK. If you want to move and scale the picture, you can do, but I'm quite happy with it like that actually. So I'll just leave it. Like that. Right, so then having got that, so you can, in other words, you can pinch the picture to make it fit exactly where you want it to fit. But once you're happy with that, you tap the next button, top right. You say no thanks, you don't want to pay for anything. This then comes up. This is the important thing. So you tap OK, and then you have to paint over the face. You put your finger on the screen. Can you see what I'm doing? You put your finger on the screen, and then you basically just go over the whole outline of the face down like this. So I'm just doing this quite quickly. So all the way around like that. So you're not going on the neck, you're just going on the chin like that. So you do the ears included, and then you do the hair like that. Okay. So you can see I'm just doing this very quickly, so then it's not perfect, but you get the idea on how it will work. Right, so I've done that, and then I have to just paint in the rest of it. Making sure it's all covered, otherwise it won't work properly. Like that. There we are. I think that's okay. I think that's all covered. I would always recommend at this point to tap on the preview button, which is bottom right. And it now does this. So I can see I've missed a bit on the hair. So there we are. I've now done that now. Let's do preview again. There we are. So it's a little bit weird, but it does work. So I'm seeing in the chat you said, what is the name of the PhotoSpeak app? So it's literally called PhotoSpeak. So it's PhotoSpeak as one word, but it's iOS only. Okay. So hopefully that's clear on what I've done. Then you tap the next button, top right. And this is where you put the mouth. So you tap OK, and then here you move the mouth like that into the mouth position. So you put it along the line. You have the middle blue handle in the middle of the mouth, and then the one on the right, you move to the corner of the mouth. And likewise for the one on the left. And then the one underneath, you decide how big a drop you want for the mouth to appear, a bit like Monty Python. That sort of effect that you get with Monty Python with Terry Gilliam. There we are. So I've done that like that. So then again, you tap preview mouth. Can you see? It's made that sort of effect. So if I want to have a longer drop, I just move the mouth down and it creates this sort of thing. Okay, I think I'm going to go for a shorter drop this time. So just something like that. There we are. That's okay. So then you tap next. Now for this one, if you wanted to add more than one character, if you had, for example, a picture with two people in the same picture, then what you would do is you would paint over the face of one of the pictures and then add the mouth in the way that I've shown you. And then at this point, you tap add character and you paint over the other person's face, add the mouth, and then you can actually use this for pair work. But I'm not going to do that today. I'm just focusing on one character. So with that in mind, I just tap on the record voice option. So I tap record voice like this, and then it will start to record in a moment. Here we are. Oh no, sorry. Right then. Before I do that, that's right. Before I do that, I always tap on the voice effect button, bottom left, and you can see that when I do that, for some reason by default it has a cat's voice, not a human's voice. So you can be a robot, you can be a polar bear, I think it's supposed to be, or a squirrel. So I normally tap on the head icon, which means it's just the standard human voice. So then what you do is you tap the record button in the bottom there in the middle, and away we go. Here we go. Okay, so this is my talking avatar with Bitmoji picture using the avatar app called iFunFace, which works on iOS and on Android. So it means that if you have an Android device, this is a great way of promoting speaking skills. Likewise with iOS, when you do have more options, but you could use this as a remote way of practicing speaking skills asynchronously. Thanks for listening. Okay, it then turns the animation into a video. And then you tap, if I want to play it back, I can just press play. Like that. Okay. And then I can then tap the share button, bottom right, and tap camera roll. Okay, it will then save the video into my camera roll, and I'm then good to go to put it wherever I want to put it. So in a moment, I'll show you what that looks like. And we can then go from there. So once it's in my camera roll, in the examples that I showed you in my Google Slides, I uploaded it using the Google Drive app on my iPad, put it into Google Drive, and then in Google Slides, you just go to the Insert menu, you click on Video. One of the options is Google Drive. You click on that. You can then click on the Recent option, which is what I normally do, and it will show you the most recent uploads. You choose the video. You can then insert it into the Google Slides presentation and drag the handles to make it the size that you wish. And that's what I've done in the case of the two videos that I showed you a moment ago. And now it's about to finish exporting the video. So it does take a little bit of time to export the video, but once it's done, you can then watch it as an offline file. Okay, so that's just about to finish. As a result of that, I can then go to my camera roll and see what it looks like. There we are. So then it says save complete. You come out of the app, you go back to your photos, and there it is. So that's the final version. I press the loudspeaker with Bitmoji picture using the avatar app called iFunFace, which works on iOS and on. Okay, so you can see here that the face is much bigger than the shoulders. That's deliberate. But if you gave a bit more white space around the picture, in other words, if you were to add more of a background to the picture based on how you save it in Google Slides, then you'll be able to see the head complete, as opposed to it sort of having the ears and the top of the hair cut off, as it were. So it's all about how you design it with the original picture. But you can see here, I'm just basically, teaching you the skills on how to do this. So that's okay. Can I just check in the chat if there's anything that you're not clear about on what I've shown you? Do you all feel, confident enough you'll be able to try this out yourselves? Okay, so I'm deliberately showing you these two apps which don't work on PCs. Once you've made your videos, you then put them onto Google Drive, and then from there you could insert them into the browser version of Google Slides on your PC. But if you're using a PC and you want to create a talking avatar, I would recommend using a website called Voki.com, which has been around for a long time, but it still works absolutely fine. And it's just Voki.com, Voki.com. I've just put it in the chat there for you. But I'm deliberately showing you apps which work on iOS and on Android. It'd be lovely, wouldn't it, if everything worked on everything? But unfortunately, that's not the case. So if I were to now go to my Google Drive folder, just to show you how to do this, if I go to Google, go to Drive, click on the, if I just go to my main Drive folder, click on the plus icon and upload, tap photos or videos, like that. Tap on recents, and I'm just going to tap on the latest video, which is my iFunFace one, and tap upload. That's now uploading into Google Drive. As a result of that, it's just done that. And so if I now stop showing my screen like this, so I stop mirroring my screen and I go back to new share and go back to the presentation that I was just showing you. So let's have it. Wait, I can now see that full screen. Just to show you how easy it is for me to insert this now into my presentation, I just click on, well, let's click on Insert, New Slide. So I've got a blank white slide there. I then click on Insert. I click Video. And in the video options, it has Google Drive. So I click on Google Drive. I click on Recent. And it should show the iFunFace video that I've just made, which is there. So I select that. I click Select. That should now, there we are. Can you see? It's now inserted that into my presentation. I now can make it full screen and all the rest of it. And I can now click on the Present option. And I can click Play. And there we are. Okay, so this is my talking avatar with Bitmoji picture. Okay, so hopefully that's clear on what I've been trying to show you. So it's a really nice way, I think, of promoting speaking using an avatar as opposed to the students' faces. You could use the student faces, but the advantage of using an avatar means that it's not the student talking, it's the avatar talking. So as I've said already, particularly for the shy ones, they may prefer that as if they're playing a role as opposed to representing themselves. Right, let's carry on. So if I go on to the next page, I'm now going to showcase you Book Creator, and I'm going to do some activities that go along with Book Creator. So with that in mind, I'm going to click on the link bottom left there, which is app.bookcreator.com. And that allows me to create an ebook for you right in front of your eyes with multimedia content within it. So the first time that you go to app.bookcreator.com, you need to click on the teacher sign in here. You then log in with, I would recommend a Google account or a Microsoft account, Office 365 account. When you do that for the first time, it gives you the option of creating a library. The library allows you to create up to 40 books with your students, 40. So when you generate the library, and I'll show you how to do this in a moment, it generates a code. You give the code to the students log in with an email address, although they can use a QR code as well, but I'm presuming everyone is secondary here. And so with secondary school age students, they would log in with an email address, you would give them the code, they put the code in. That means that the books that they make, up to 40 books, will appear automatically in your private library. In other words, it's in a safe environment for you to do this. And this is a really nice idea, particularly in a remote teaching context, because it means everyone can all add content to their book. So it's a really, really nice idea, I think. So having clicked on teacher sign in, not student sign in, which is a common mistake I see when people are using this particular website, you click on teacher sign in and you click sign in with Google or sign in with Office 365. I have a Google account, which is associated with this. So I'm signing in with Google. So I wait for this to come up. I sign in like this. Okay. And then, right, I'm now into my book or into Book Creator. So having done that, I'm going to click on the 3 lines top left, just to show you how this works when you create your account. And you can see that it says libraries and resources. And you can see if I go down, it says create a new library here. So if I click on create a new library, this then comes up and I could then put in, for example, Arabic. Oh, just make sure that my keyboard is working. There we are. Let me just, there we are. Right, Arabic. Let me just leave it as Arabic, okay? Because it's nice and quick and easy. You can see here, as the teacher, I can choose whether my students can do a Google image search, can edit their own books, can read each other's books, and can publish their books online. So all of the ones are on by default, apart from the last one, which is students can publish their books online. So if I now click Create Library, okay, and we've done it, here it is. So I now click on here, and you can see that having opened up my library, because I have a premium account, by the way, I can have not unlimited libraries, but I can have lots of libraries if I want to. For the free account, you only get the 1 library, but everything else I'm showing you is included within the free option. I now click on here where it says show invite code. And this is what you give to the students, okay? So by giving those to the students, it means that they can then all log in, put in the code, and any book they make will appear automatically in your library. So if I go back to the previous place, you can see these are all other libraries that I've made. So all the books that I've made will appear automatically in the library that I've assigned it to. So to start off making my a new book, I click plus new book here. I can choose portrait, square, or landscape, or I can use this sort of comic style if I want to. So because we're looking at Bitmojis, let's go for the comic option. Is the like a project made by? Yes. So yes, Nadia. So you could regard the ebook could be like an e-portfolio for the students, or you could use it for a digital storytelling project if you wanted to. So by creating your library and giving the code to the students, it means that any book they make will appear automatically in your library. So it's nice and safe, and you can give them feedback as well if you want to. So it means that if you're doing some sort of creative digital storytelling project, it's really nice for that. There we are. Okay, let me just get rid of that. Okay, so I now click here. It says portrait. Let's start off by making our front cover. So it's really, really straightforward. You click the plus icon like that, and well, let me just show you. If I click on the media option, I can just show you how easy it is to take a picture. I just click the camera option. Now the reason that message is coming up is because I'm using my camera already in Zoom. So what I need to do is I need to click the stop video like that. And then if I do it again, it will work. If I click the plus icon, click media and click camera. There we are. You can now see my face. I can now click take picture like that. And I can click use picture. That will now appear on the screen. Okay, right. Now, because we're looking at Bitmojis, I don't want to use my picture. I want to use a Bitmoji. So I've selected this picture. I then click the eye icon and I click delete. And that will now delete the picture. So I'm going to use what's called the Bitmoji Chrome extension, which is here, this one here. Okay, and so for the Bitmoji Chrome extension to work, what you have to do is you have to first of all create an account using the app version. So it works on obviously iOS and Android. So you need to install the app, make an account, and then you can then log in with a Chrome extension version. So to find Bitmoji Chrome extension, you go to the web store. Let me just go right from the word go. So if I go here and I go to the Chrome web store like this. Okay, you click on that. You then put in Bitmoji like this. There it is. You then click on this, and because I was obviously added it already, you just click on here and you just add the Bitmoji to the Chrome browser, and then you're good to go. Right, so the recording will be available on my YouTube channel, which is Joe Dale 100. So if you just go to YouTube, do a search for Joe Dale 100, you'll then see it. So I've installed the Bitmoji Chrome extension. So that means I can go back to Book Creator, and I've got it here. Now, if I click on, as I said, if I click on here, you can see that I've got lots of Bitmojis which have text with it. And that's because at the moment, this is in English, but I'm going to show you now how you can change the language. So it's not in English, it's actually in Arabic. So to do that, I'm going to click on the three dots top right, and then you go to settings. Then you go on the left-hand side to advanced, okay, and you click on where it says languages, okay. So having clicked on languages, you can see it now says language English in the middle. So you click on that, and you can see that I've actually got Arabic here already. But to add Arabic, you would click Add Languages, and you would then select Arabic from the list, which is, because I've already added it, that's why it's not there, I think. So you would add Arabic, and that's why Arabic has appeared here. Now, I'm going to click on the three dots to the right of the language I want to enable, and then you click Display Google Chrome in this language. Now, this is going to be fun, because I don't know Arabic at all. So it's going to change the language of Chrome into Arabic. But by doing that, it will mean that Bitmojis appear in Arabic. So if I now click here, and I click relaunch, like that, and then I have to share my screen again. because it's disappeared automatically, you can now see that everything is now in Arabic. Okay, so with that in mind, I just need to go back to Book Creator, and all my tabs that were on the left are now on the right, which I worked out when I was doing this, when I was demoing this before. So now there's my front cover. So if I click on the Bitmoji icon, you can see that they're in Arabic. Some of the text is now in Arabic. Yeah. And so if I wanted, for example, to add one of these items into my book, I could just literally drag and drop. So can you see here? I'm just dragging and dropping it. And now it's going to go straight into my book. There we are. So that's how that works. Is that clear with everyone on how to enable Arabic in the Chrome browser so that your Bitmojis will appear with the Arabic text? Perfect. Lovely. Okay. I'm going to go back to English, which is always going to be lots of fun because obviously, as I said, I don't know Arabic. So if I click on the three dots here, can you see it's all in Arabic? So now I need to click on, which I think it's this one, settings. Yes, it is, view. Now I need to go to, hang on, I need to work out which one. I need to go to advanced, which is going to be here, I think. And then I click here. I'm just recognizing it from the icons. Then I need to go to here, I think. Is that right? Yep. And then I need to work out which one is which one is English. Can anyone help me? Is it the second one or the third one or the fourth one? Can you let me know?
Second one.
The second one.
This one.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
If I hover, I didn't realize this. I hovered over.
Yes,
I hovered over it, and now I can see that I've got the tooltip, which helps me. So there we are. So if I now click on the three dots there, and I click here, can you see? And now I click relaunch. There we are. And now I share my screen again, like this. Here we are. Okay, so there we are. So if I now go back to Book Creator, hopefully that's nice and clear with everybody. How to change the language. I'm really delighted. I realized that the tooltip allows me to see what the language is as well. So that's how you do that. So if I now wanted to delete that, I would just select it and I click on the eye icon and I can now click delete as I did before. There we are. Right. So if I now went to here, Bitmoji, another nice little trick is if you put in the word pose, P-O-S-E, can you see that you get lots of different Bitmojis that come up, none of which have text with them. So that might be a nice idea if you wanted, for example, to add something on your screen like this, for example. If I wanted to add this one, I could just drag and drop it and it goes straight into my front cover. There we are, like that. That's lovely. Okay, so then I need to add some text. Now to add some text, I click the plus icon and I can click on sort of the media option and just have sort of standard text. But if I click on the comics option, I can add this sort of text, which is quite nice. So now you could see I could, for example, write the title option. And then here I could write my ebook. Oh, there we are. Oh, let's do that again. My ebook. Right. So I could do that. Or what I could do is I could delete that and I could click on the microphone icon and I could use my voice to dictate. Now, as I said, I don't know Arabic, so I'm going to click on the microphone and choose French, if that's okay, but you'll see the idea. Here we go. Le week-end dernier, je suis allé au cinéma. So in other words, by using my voice with the microphone, having enabled that, I can now use my voice to turn my voice into text. So here I've said, last weekend I went to the cinema, okay? I'm not going to actually use that. I'm going to use my ebook, but it means that you can dictate in Arabic. Well, let me just show you. If I click on here, I'll just show you that Arabic is one of the options. Here we go. Is Arabic? No, hang on. I'm not sure if I thought Arabic maybe Arabic isn't one of the options. I thought it was. Hang on. Okay, so maybe one of these is Arabic. I'm not sure. You'll have to check it out, but hopefully that is there. And so you would be able to dictate in Arabic. So I then click done. And as you can see, it looks like that. So it looks really cool. It looks like a comic. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is click on the arrow on the right-hand side. We've now got our first double page spread. Now, before I do that, I'm going to go back to my presentation and show you the next idea. Okay. So here, I'm going to show you a website called Remove. Arabic is there. Perfect, Tony. That's great to know. So I'm going to show you a website called remove.bg. And I'm also going to show you a website called Photos for Class. So with that in mind, if we go back to Book Creator, okay, and I go to the plus icon, and I go to the website called Photos for Class. Photos for Class. Right, there we are. Right, so the website is called Photos for Class. It looks like this. And here, the idea of this website is that any images that you find on this website are all royalty-free. In other words, you're allowed to use them legally in the classroom, and they're all designed to be used in class as well, or they should be all class appropriate. So if I just write the word man here and click Find Photos, okay, you can see that these different images have all come up, okay? So I can now choose a picture of somebody. So if I choose, for example, this man here drinking a cup of coffee. If I now click download and click save, there we are. Now, having done that, I've saved that picture. If I now go to a new page and I go to, there we are, remove.bg. Right, okay. So then having downloaded my image, or you could take a picture of yourself as well if you wanted to, I can now click upload image. Okay, I select the image that I've just taken, which is this one, and I'm going to click open. Okay, now you'll see what it's going to do. So what it's done, can you see? What's happened is it's removed the background from the picture automatically, but it's kept this table here, and it's also got that section here as well. But if I click on the edit option, now the nice thing about this is it's actually got the attribution, but I don't want the attribution in my final picture. So I'm going to click on the edit option, and I'm going to click where it says erase and restore, like this. So now if I wanted to, I can now rub out any of the bits that I don't want to keep. Now you can, I'm sure you appreciate I'm using my mouse to do this, so it's not going to be perfect, but you'll see what I'm trying to do. There we are. Okay, so now what I can do is click the download option and download image. Right, so that's going to download that image. And another thing I wanted to show you is if I click on the background option, I can also click on the different backgrounds which come as default in the program. So if I click here, for example, I can have this man having a cup of coffee by the beach, or I could have him having a cup of coffee in the discotheque, or I could have him having a cup of coffee on the bridge, for example. Now, if I get rid of that now, because I've downloaded the picture, and I go back to Book Creator, and I click on the plus icon, and I go to Media and Import, and I choose the Files option. There we are. That's back to my computer, and then all I have to do is I have to choose the picture of the man by the table. I select that, and I click Open. And that's now going to appear on the screen. There we are. Perfect. Can you see? That's absolutely fantastic. Now, it could be that I wanted to add a background to that. So, for example, if I go back to Photos for Class and I put in the word cafe, like that, and I click Find Photos, okay, we've now got a selection of photos. I need to find one which I think will work with the picture that we've got. So let's see if I can find one that will work. Let's keep going. Yeah, let's go for this one. Can you see? So I'm going to go for this coffee shop one. I click download, download the picture, go back to Book Creator, click the plus icon, click Media and Import, Files, I go down to where I want the picture, which is here. Click open. Okay, and that's now going to appear on the screen. There we are, there it is. I can now click on the eye icon and I can go to, actually before I do that, I need to select the picture first. Then I click the eye icon and I go to move to back like this. Right, now you can see that the man is in that picture, but he wasn't there before. So now if I wanted to, I can now move him down, say here, like that. Okay, it would be nice if that was a nice sort of straight line, but never mind. And then as a result of that, I've got this new lovely composite image. So that this could be your students. Your students could be appearing in any background that they wanted. I can also add a Bitmoji. So if I click here, let's go, right. So then I could add a Bitmoji. So I could put in pose again. There we are, right. Oh, right, let's get rid of the, there we are, right. So again, there we are, right. So then I could choose a, right, I could choose a Bitmoji. So I could choose this one. Drag him into the picture. There we are, can you see? So there he is there. So I've got the Bitmoji, I've got the character, I've got the background. So now what I could do is I could click on the plus icon and I could click on a thought bubble like this. So now I've put that here. I drag that to there like that. And then I could be clicking on the plus icon, click speech, put the speech bubble, say there. And then I could be saying something here. So if I could be saying, if I double click in the screen, double click in the speech bubble, then the cursor then starts to appear and I could then write some text. So I could say, enjoy your coffee, right? And you can see that it appears in sort of comic strip type font. I then click the eye icon and click where it says text settings. And I can now make the text a bit bigger like this. Okay, like that. Then I can then put here and I could then write what this man is thinking. So he could be saying, lovely coffee. Okay, just a simple idea. Then you click the eye icon and you make the text bigger, like this, like that. Okay, now the killer feature, or something which is particularly exciting, I think, in the languages classroom, is you can now click the plus icon and you can click media and you can click record. Then you can click start recording like this. Here we go. Enjoy your coffee. Stop recording, use recording. There we are. That will now appear on the screen. There we are. Can you see? I can now drag that over the top of my speech bubble and then I can click the eye icon. And if I wanted to, I can make this invisible like this. Can you see? And I can do the same with the other one. So plus, media, record, start recording. Lovely coffee. Stop recording, click use. There's the speech bubble. So there's the loudspeaker icon. Drag it over the top of the thinking bubble. Tap the eye icon, make it invisible. Now, if I now click the play button or the preview button to read the book, you can't see now the loudspeaker icon, but if I click on the audio, you'll be able to hear this, I hope. Here we go. Enjoy your coffee. Lovely coffee. So by using Bitmojis, by using the background, by using remove.bg and Photos for Class, you can make your own personalized narrated photo story. So that's an example of digital storytelling with Bitmojis or with the students playing in their own roles in any background that you would want. So it's a really, really nice idea, in my opinion, to get the students' creative juices flowing. Okay, let's carry on. So this would be the same idea. You've got a Bitmoji character. You drag and drop it onto the background. So this is a picture. I just put in beach. Found the picture, put the Bitmoji in, and then I put a little text box at the bottom. You could do this in Google Slides. You don't have to use Book Creator. And then you can then add the text. So you could have, for example, the third person in the black text box, and then you could have the first person in the thinking bubble. So it's just being quite, cute, I think, with this sort of thing. Right, hopefully that's clear on what we could do. This is if you wanted to make an animated GIF. So you've just taken 2 images from the Bitmoji Chrome extension. You put one image on one slide, one image on the other slide. And then you could then use a website such as gifmaker.me, which I just put in the chat, gifmaker.me. Gifmaker.me allows you to take the 2 pictures and turn it into a GIF, or you could add the 2 pictures in the way that I've shown you. You could then open up the Google Slides presentation on an iPad, screen record the screen to make a video, and then put the video into an app such as Image Play, IMG PLAY. I'll just write this in the chat for you. So it's gifmaker.me is to do it on the desktop on a PC, and then you can use Image Play, which is an iOS and Android app, which allows you, thank you, Ibrahim, which allows you to, you could screen record using the standard iOS screen recording function on your iPad, make that into a video, put that into Image Play to turn it into a GIF. Okay, let's carry on. This is just a YouTube clip showing you how to change the language of the Chrome extension, which I've shown you how to do already. This is just a way of using Bitmojis to do a bit of grammar. I appreciate this is in French, but this is the Mrs. Van der Tramp or Mrs. V Dreampant. And it just shows that you can use the Bitmojis and then add the different language to it to make a grammar poster, which I thought was a nice idea. Likewise, for the speaking, the photo card for GCSE speaking, a teacher here is describing this in Spanish, but of course it could be in Arabic, and she's used her Bitmoji to spice up the picture a bit. This is Bitmoji listening. So you've got the character here listening. You've then inserted audio into your Google Slides. If you're not sure how to do that, go onto YouTube and do a search for insert audio into Google Slides, or you could do this in PowerPoint as well. And the idea is you listen to the audio and then you then write in the answers or write in what the audio is saying in the text boxes. Okay. This is another Bitmoji display. I thought this was quite nice. This is supposed to be what different people think about teachers. So what parents think I do, what society thinks I do, what my friends think I do, etc., etc. So the idea of this is to use Bitmojis to make a funny poster for in reinforcing language. You could make Bitmoji reward stickers. All the tweets here give examples of that. And if I click on this link here, it actually shows you a step-by-step guide on how to make Bitmoji stickers as well, which is shared by a lovely lady called Danielle Warren on Twitter. So nearly finished. I made a Bitmoji presentation for the Tilt webinars, which I host along with my friend Helen Myers. So the technology and language teaching webinars, and I made a little Bitmoji video, which I'm going to show very quickly now. We're using the iMovie app and the trailer option in the iMovie app. So these are webinars which happen normally twice a week, and you can find out all about them on the Association for Language Learning London branch. So just have a look at this, see what you think. Okay, so just to clarify, that was the trailer option within iMovie, the app on my iPad. You could do something similar, I'm sure, with other movie editing software, but it's quite a nice way of showing how you can incorporate the different Bitmojis into that sort of cool creative video. This is a bit more complicated. This is using, again, image play, but what I did was I took the Bitmoji characters from the Bitmoji Chrome extension. I put them individually into the different slides in Google Slides, so it's one picture per slide. I then opened up the same presentation on my iPad. I screen recorded in the way that I've described, and then turned the video into an animated GIF. One of the keys here is when you, if I just come out of here for a second, if I just show you, if I click on the Bitmoji icon like this, and I drag a character here, for example, if I drag this character here, so he's on the screen, what I did was I had him sort of just in the one screen with the white background, and then having done that, I then duplicated the slide. So I just right-clicked and I clicked on Duplicate Slide. Then having done that, I selected the character or the picture. You then right-click and you click Rotate and Flip horizontally. And as a result of that, it then flips around. And that's how I made that animated dance animation. I'm just going to get rid of that now. And yeah, as I said, recorded it using iOS screen recording and turned it into an animated GIF. There we are. So we're coming to an end now. Let's click on here. Those are just some instructions that I wrote on Twitter telling people how to do this. This is the Bitmoji classroom. So again, a few language teachers have been playing around with Google Slides. You could use this in ThingLink as well. And the tweets are all here of how to do this. Essentially, you make your background with the wall and the floor, and then you add in different objects, all of which have got transparent backgrounds. So some teachers are using this to make their virtual classroom. This is an example of doing the same thing in ThingLink. So you make the background image, and then all of these, if I were to click on this now, this is actually going live to ThingLink. And so all of these are now accessible buttons. So this is like a game. You click on matching game, that's a learning apps game, like that. So you do the task live on the screen. The next one, if you click on here and you click on here, that takes you to YouTube. And there's a video and all the rest of it. So the idea of a virtual classroom is to have everything in the one space for that particular lesson. The children then can click on the links, and it can take them to what they need to do for the activity as in a remote teaching context. Okay, and then here, just to finish off with some ideas shared on Twitter of a Bitmoji virtual adventures. So this is when people have used Google Slides to choose a background using Photos for Class or other directories of images, adding their Bitmojis, and then the students can go on a virtual trip to, say, Germany or Spain or wherever it might be. So if they can't actually go there live, they can experience a virtual trip. And within that, teachers have added in things like YouTube clips, so they'll get an atmosphere of what it's like actually going to these places. And again, for this one, you can get it, you can download this for free from the TES website. This teacher, Leanne Adderley, has shared this. And this is a really nice Padlet, which the MFL Twitterati have put together, which includes different virtual trips, different virtual classrooms, different escape rooms. So you can get very, very creative, and lots of them include Bitmojis as well. So don't forget, you're getting the whole presentation in a moment. And I would really encourage you to use the hashtag MFL Twitterati plus a keyword, such as Bitmoji, in order to find some creative resources that have been shared by the community. The final thing is I put together a presentation, which is a collaborative presentation with the group. And you can see here, what I did was I asked if people could add their Bitmojis as the face as well as the full body shot. And if I click present now, you can get a quick flavor of how many people did this. So that was my example. And then people would put their Twitter handle there in the middle. And we've actually got over 100 different Bitmojis of different language teachers, all of whom you could contact and ask them about how they use Bitmojis in the classroom. I won't go through all of them, but you get the idea. Okay, so let's come out of this now, go back to the final slide, which is here, I think. And there we are, and there's the presentation. But hopefully that's given you lots of ideas on how you can use Bitmojis to be creative as a way of practicing grammar, doing digital storytelling, and doing speaking through talking avatars. So you've got all 4 skills. You've got the speaking through the avatars, as well as being able to add audio into PowerPoint or into Google Slides, but having the Bitmoji as the background image. You can practice listening skills with the Bitmoji pyramid translation activity that I showed you. And then the digital storytelling idea of the Bitmoji on the beach, or you could use remove.bg in order for the children to be their own actors, as it were, in their own digital storytelling examples. So that's the idea. That's what I was trying to do in the time. And thank you ever so much for coming along for this one. I know it all fell down last time, but hopefully it's been worth the wait. And thank you ever so much for all your kind comments. And I'm going to stop sharing now. So hopefully everyone's got the link. Let me just put the link in the chat just before I do that. So it's is.gd, is.gd/Arabic supplementary schools 2. And if you want to have a look at the one from last time, it was Arabic supplementary schools, I mean, just like that. There we are. So that's the link. I will now stop sharing my screen. And if anyone wants to ask me anything, I know we've gone slightly over, but if you want to ask me anything now, feel free to turn on your mics and you can ask me anything about anything that I've gone over, anything you want some help with. I'll turn my video back on as well because I had to turn it off because of using Book Creator. We didn't get around to publishing the book, but that's very easy as well. You just click on the share option. In fact, let me just show you very quickly actually while I'm here. So if I go back to here, click share, come out of the here and go to Book Creator, which is here. And if to share the book, you just click edit, my books, like that. You click the share option and you click publish online. And as simple as that. We'll give it a title, like that. Oh, okay, my keyboard's not working properly. I'll just call it A, click publish book, there it is, and then that generates the link. You click read online, and all the multimedia is embedded within the book. I can now paste that in the chat if the keyboard was working, but you can see the idea. Anyway, that's it. That's how that works. So by doing that, you can add in all your creativity and publish the book to the World Wide Web. But the URL, as you can see, is a set of letters and numbers, so you wouldn't be able to guess it by mistake. Okay, so I'll stop sharing my screen. And if anyone wants to ask me anything right now, feel free to do so. A thumbs up from Asma, that's great. Mm-hmm. Well, Tony, any final thoughts?
No, all I would say, Joe, that's absolutely fantastic, very stimulating. And obviously, I don't know how the colleagues feel, but it's something I think you need to spend a bit of time on, explore, practice and so on and so on. Mm-hmm. But it's clear, it seems clear, Joe, that out there is a community of people who are actively doing all this kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And so any colleagues who are present today could easily seek advice or support or interaction with any of these people, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And there's also a really fantastic Facebook group, which I hadn't mentioned yet, which is called Bitmoji Craze for Educators. So that's not just language teachers, but any educators. There's over 100,000 members in that. And if you go through that, you'll find lots and lots of examples of all the things I've been talking about.
Yeah.
No, I have a question. Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you so much, Joe, for this very creative presentation and ideas. Now, my question is, I'm teaching at university and we are using an LMS, which is Canvas. Where can that be embedded in? In the course? Is it like on the background, or is it like some kind of a module, or what is the best way to embed that when there is an already LMS that we have to abide by, where we have modules, pages, files, discussion boards, and these features that are all available? So where can we embed that?
Okay, so that's a great question. So I've shown you different ways in which you can create the content, but all of the ideas are either in Google Slides, or you could put them into ThingLink. So you could take you could create your, let's say, virtual classroom in Google Slides, and then you could then take a screenshot of that and put that into ThingLink. So that's going to be a link, or you could make a book creator, which I've shown you how to do, and that again is a link, and then you can just share those links within Canvas in your LMS. Or if you had a video, you could upload it onto YouTube if you wanted to, and then access that via the LMS. Or you could take that video clip and insert it into Google Drive and then into Google Slides in the way that I've shown you. So it's just really adding links. Everything I've shown you so far has been, Google Slides, Book Creator, ThingLink. All of those are links, and you just share the links within Canvas.
Okay. Is there any other kind of licenses or subscriptions from the part of the students to do any of these for the ebooks, or it's a free?
Right. So with Book Creator, as a teacher, you can create your account, and then you can have up to 40 books per account, per free account. And so you give the code to the students, and therefore you could do, say, a project with up to 40 books in that project. Once they finish that project, you can then export each one as what's called an EPUB file, which is essentially the generic format for books, ebooks. And then you can then save that in, say, Google Drive. You could delete the books and start again and not paying anything at all. With Google Slides, it's completely free. You just need to have a Google account. With ThingLink, you can create a ThingLink page for free, and you get access to all the features, but you can only have up to 1,000 views per ThingLink. But in a classroom situation, you're probably not going to get over 1,000 views on a virtual classroom. And if you did do that, you could just make another one or consider paying. But everything that I've shown you has been free.
Do they expire, the ebooks, or they stay, on the iCloud or the
They don't expire. They only expire if you delete them.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And then ThingLink is ThingLink, ThingLink. Okay. Any other questions?
Yes, please. Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm good.
Good. It's about book creator. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
When I give the code to my students, are they going to have access to delete or edit or doing something in it, or it will be just viewing?
So if you give them the code, it means they can make a book, and the book they make, they have editable options with that. That's the whole point. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to make their book. But they can then, once they save their book, or it saves it automatically, it appears automatically in your library as the teacher. So it means that you get to see everything, and then you can then go in and you could give them feedback, but they can't, edit or what have you, anyone else's book. They can only work on their own book, but it appears automatically in your library.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. There's also lots of support for, say, Book Creator. If you go onto YouTube, do a search for Book Creator, you'll find lots of information about Book Creator. And if you just do a search online for, tutorial for Book Creator or Book Creator guide, there are lots of them that are out there. In fact, I did a tutorial back in 2015, which you can find as well. If you do a search for Book Creator Joe Dale, you'll find it as well. But that was for the iPad app, but a lot of the ideas are appropriate for the web browser version as well. Any other questions? Okay, well, if there aren't any more questions, thank you ever so much for your time again and for bearing with me. Thank you again to Tony for making this possible, and from Vicky from the British Council as well. I really appreciate it. So I'm going to stop recording now, and I will then say goodbye, as it were. So I'll stop recording now, but thank you ever so much, everyone, for the lovely comments, and hopefully you found that useful. And I'll give you my email address. So if there's anything you're not sure about, just send me a message and I can help you with it later on, if that's okay.